Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Gasol.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed than letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, D.A. Doris, what are you going to be watching about these two teams who seem to be strong up front?
Yeah, I think certainly both have guys with size who also bring incredible skill to the game. And it's really hard to win this league without at least one elite player at one of the front court positions.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Powell is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. And for Brooklyn, Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Prince and Durant are at the 3 and the 4. And it's Jordan in at the 5. Roaming the paint. Now here's Johnson. Back to VanVleet. Here's Powell. There's the pass to Gasol. Good D by Jordan. Now Prince. He kicks it to Irving. Here's Durant. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
Woo-hoo, Kyrie Irving doing work with the pass. That's pretty.
Now here's VanVleet. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
Now here's Gasol. And the layup falls.
That 7'1" frame of Marc Gasol, strength, power, you name it, he can absorb contact.
Irving with the ball. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas. Left side, KD. Over Siakam. And Durant gets it to go.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Siakam against Durant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the most improved player in the league last season, Pascal Siakam, got better in every statistical category.
And it's those diamond-in-the-rough players that so often elevate the top teams. And, Greg, that's what the Raptors found in Pascal Siakam.
No doubt. The 27th pick back in 2016, now a full-time starter on a rookie contract, just over $2 million this season. He is due for a big raise.
And he knocks down the first one.
I think, guys, maybe what you appreciate most about Pascal Siakam is his versatility. He can score from a number of areas. He can guard multiple positions. There is a lot to like about this young man.
Siakam hits them both. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Outside Gasol. Van Vliet kicks to Johnson. Back to Van Vliet. 6 to shoot. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Here's Gasol. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Prince, the pass to Jordan. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. They push it up 4 on 3. Pass to Siakam. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, and Jordan sends it back.
Boy, the wingspan of DeAndre Jordan. This guy sends it back with a message.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. And stolen by Jordan. Here's Prince. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Powell after Taurean Prince's bucket.
See, the athleticism of Norman Powell is a problem. This guy understands how to get defenders committed to him.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. The free throw drops for Powell.
And Toronto choosing their team name back in '94. The fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Well, every year, Doris, despite the expert predictions, there are always big surprises. Some things that come out of the blue. Boy, they're fun to watch.
We tend to use that word expert lightly because you never know, despite collections of talent, who's going to work well together, who develops their chemistries, what injuries play a part in a particular season. Are there mid-season trades that sort of maybe change the chemistry and the makeup of a particular roster? So listen, predictions, take them with a grain of salt. You never know how an NBA season might play out.
And that's why we love the regular season so much. Long, yes, but so many different twists and turns along the way.
No doubt.
And so here's Toronto after the basket by Brooklyn. Down low, here's Siakam. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist.
Wow, finishing through contact with a beautiful display of focus. What a job by Pascal Siakam through contact.
Now, here is Irving. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Outside Jordan. Back to Prince. Uncovered. That one a little long.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
In the corner, it's Van Vliet, and stolen by Jordan. And here's Irving. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
And Toronto has possession. It's a 5-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And sometimes you can make a few plays here and there, but never get into a real rhythm. That's what happened to them in that game.
I'll tell you, that's a great way to put it, Greg, because I thought they were all over the place. They never settled into any kind of rhythm.
Here's Prince. And that one hits back iron.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
And it's sent back by Irving.
Boy, Kyrie Irving becoming a better and better defender over time. Nice block right there.
Goes back up. LeVert in the corner. Drops in the tray.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Raptors trail by 8. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Siakam throws it down.
How about the athleticism of Pascal Siakam? So tough to corral when he's going on the dribble drive.
Now, here is Irving, covered by Van Vliet. It's Prince on the wing, takes the three. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Siakam misses.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Three-pointer, LeVert. Toronto grabs the miss.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Gasol finds Powell. Outside for Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. Ball's knocked loose. Here's LeVert. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Johnson surveying the floor. And again, Toronto no up. Brooklyn leading by 9. LeVert the pass to Allen. Over Siakam. Jordan trying to free himself up. Allen left side. Here's Prince. The offensive rebound. Jordan. And finally they hit one. Jordan's got his second basket of the game.
What about the intensity? Go ahead, Mr. Jordan. We see you working out there.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
You have to remember, the Nets surrendered their draft pick every year for 5 straight years, between the years 2014 to 2018. How they turned that into a playoff run last year, one of the great stories in the league.
So, for the Nets, Joe Harris comes in for Taurean Prince, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Karis LeVert. A new group in now for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Gasol. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. And it's Patrick McCaw in for Powell. And Doris, you're right, those picks you're referring to surrendered by the Nets in their 2013 trade with the Celtics.
And think about it, Kev. That transaction was one in a string of trades by the Nets, trading their picks for veterans. This 2019 draft, only the second time the Nets controlled their pick in the last 9 years. What they have achieved in the face of that is nothing short of remarkable.
Hollis-Jefferson can't hit.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
And the basket is good. And the Nets lead by 13.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Here's Van Vliet following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Hollis-Jefferson passes to Anunoby. Ibaka outside. Harris looking it over. Shoots the three. Here's Allen. Second shot opportunity. Count that one.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Raptors trail by 15. Here's McCall. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Shot's good by Ibaka.
Well, you love how Ibaka goes right up with the shot. Doesn't hesitate for a second off the catch.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Passes it to Dinwiddie. Back to Irving. He feeds it to Allen. In the corner, it's Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 20 feet out. Toronto grabs the miss. Over to the wing. Launches a 3. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. A second chance effort. Outside for Jordan. Nets passing it around. In the corner, Irving with it. Offensive rebound. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
McCaw, the pass to Ibaka. Lobs it up for Ibaka. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Now here's Irving. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
Here's McCaw. 15-point game. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
Now Irving. And here's Harris from the arc. And the Nets, another 3.
Already, they piled up 8 second chance points.
Raptors trail by 16. Now here's Van Vliet. Out to Ibaka. Unloads. And it's Irving with the rebound. Irving's got 4 rebounds in this game. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And that's now 6 points for Kyrie Irving. Van Vliet with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Ibaka in the post. Good D by Jordan. And so it's Brooklyn with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Marc Gasol, so appreciated by his fans, and certainly a lot of Spanish-speaking fans excited about his success.
It's just fun. You see more fans on the stands that speak Spanish, even they're from Spain or Argentina, Mexico, whatever they're from. They support the Spanish-speaking people, and they love the game also.
And great to see so many different cultures and countries embrace the game.
Yes, and with players like Gasol having so much success, I think it helps give those Latino and Spanish-speaking fans a connection to the NBA.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
We've got Wilson Chandler, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Joe Harris. And it's Durant, and it's Claxton in at the 5 spot. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Yep, it counts.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And here is Van Vliet. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23, and he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible to check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Last outing for the Nets. They won that game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Pass to KD. Pulls up on the elbow. He doesn't hit that one. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Van Vliet. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
First one falls for him. Undrafted out of Wichita State, Fred Van Vliet, never the most heralded player, Doris. But you know, he says he bet on himself, and it's worked.
No doubt. Van Vliet's belief in himself gets him a 2-year, $18 million contract. But I think beyond that, this man, in the moments that mattered most in the playoffs, proved that Fred Van Vliet will deliver.
Well, the Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer, he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
Here's Van Vliet following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Ibaka. That shot no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Siakam is checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And Norman Powell subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Marc Gasol's checked in for the Raptors. Raptors trail by 20. The pass to Powell. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Got a piece of it. Chandler comes with the double team. Pass to Powell. Clock at 6. Inside. Here's Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
Well, the wingspan of Pascal Siakam makes that dunk look easy.
Nets leading by 18. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Shot, high post. Rebound by the Raptors. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Powell. Banked in off the glass.
Well, this guy very capable of capitalizing close to the rim. Norman Powell making an impact inside.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. In the corner, it's Harris. Sinks the three-pointer. Harris has got his second bucket tonight.
How about the assist coming off the deck? What a pretty bounce pass.
Raptors trail by 19. Powell, the pass to Boucher. Back to Powell. Drops in the layup for 2. Powell's got 4 points this quarter.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. Misses the 3.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Here's Powell. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Heat in Miami.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Right side Durant. Shoots. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. KD's got 10 points. Raptors trail by 17. McCaw kicks to Siakam. Passes it to Boucher. Powell with it, defended by Durant. 6 to shoot. Here's Powell. Sweet little floater. He has 7.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Dinwiddie passes to KD. And Dinwiddie gets it to go on the assist by Durant.
Boy, what wonderful vision. Kevin Durant with a picture-perfect pass. Woo-hoo.
Here's McCall. He averages about 5 points a game.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Now Dinwiddie, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Taurean Prince, he's checked in for the Nets. Karis LeVert comes in for Harris. The Raptors also with a sub. Johnson's checked in. Now, here's Siakam. He's coming off a 10-point game against Miami.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only 1 triple for him tonight.
To the inside. Here's Gasol. The 7-footer falls.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
Raptors trail by 13. Powell in the high post. He's got 7. Gasol kicks to Powell. There's the triple. Dinwiddie with the rebound. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys.
Here's Powell. Spencer Dinwiddie picking up that last basket. Gasol finds Siakam. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Powell for 3 with 1 on the clock, and Siakam throws it down.
Pascal Siakam can be a menace on the glass. He's got length, he's got athleticism. Look out.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 7 points in the game. Pass to KD. LeVert with it. Here's Claxton over Gasol. Claxton no good. Dinwiddie against Johnson. Dinwiddie with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Prince wide open. McCaw grabs the miss.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
Now here's Durant. 26 points for him last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Powell inside. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Dinwiddie outside. LeVert in the corner. A 3-pointer off the mark.
I'll tell you, he has looked just a step slow all game, but his teammates, boy, have they come through.
Johnson, the pass to Siakam. Johnson at the elbow. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. LeVert against Powell. And it's LeVert missing. Siakam left side. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Boy, you look at all the athletes on this team. How about Pascal Siakam? This guy may be the fastest power forward in the NBA. And if you couple that with ball handling, this guy is tremendous in transition.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Gasol. OG Anunoby comes in for Stanley Johnson. Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Patrick McCaw. Now here's Prince. He has 5. LeVert finds Allen. Can they get it? The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, so often we're talking about Jared Allen's length, and he does it nicely on the offensive glass right there.
VanVleet looking around. Lobs it up for Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Well, just terrific timing from the power forward Serge Ibaka. He is a sensational leaper.
And the speed and quickness of Siakam, not just an asset in transition. Doris defensively, he is something special.
There is no doubt at 6'9", but he's got a 7'3" wingspan. Siakam's combination of length and mobility, tailor-made for the modern NBA.
5 to shoot. Irving from long range. Hits it from 3-point range. Irving's got 9 points.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against Dallas. Siakam against Allen. And it's sent back by Allen.
Jared Allen twice on the pipe. Send it back, young sir.
Raptors trail by 12. Here's Hollis-Jefferson. And the pass to VanVleet. Back to Hollis-Jefferson. Pass to VanVleet. Shot clock at 6. Here's Anunoby, and Jordan sends it back. Irving attacking, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Come on, that is remarkable work from Kyrie. Ridiculously crafty at how he gets into the defense and draws the foul.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
What's incredible to me is Kyrie Irving at 6'3". Does he possess incredible eye-popping athleticism? No. But he can create his own shot anytime he wants, and his finishing ability is as good as it gets in the NBA.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Toronto shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
The first one falls.
Well, there's a length and an intensity that Serge Ibaka brings to the table. And as a solid teammate who contributes on both ends, this is a guy you want on your team.
And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the half. Now, here is Irving. He's covered closely. LeVert from outside. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Nets lead by 15.
Boy, Jared Allen, what a vertical, what length.
And so it's Brooklyn, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. I guess Shaq's not here today. If your name is Kenny the Jet Smith, raise your hand, please. There. And I'm Kevin Harlan. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 12 points, 4 assists, and 1 block. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they knocked the wind out of the defense in transition, converting fast break baskets in volume. It's a runaway lead right now. In fact, this looks like a track meet.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Toronto right now, Siakam at power forward with Gasol at center. Powell is out there with Fred VanVleet, and it's Johnson in at the small forward. And the Raptors with the ball, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. And there's the call on Durant. That's his third foul of the game. Siakam against LeVert. Siakam inside. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Pascal Siakam, the efficiency, the willingness to go ahead and pile up some points. Nicely done here.
It's Prince on the wing. Back to Irving. That one, no good. Good D by Johnson. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. They trail by 16. No good with the triple.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And for the Nets, team dinners, you go to their practice facility, a beautiful rooftop space for team gatherings. Building chemistry is a focus for this franchise.
And that's not surprising, Greg, given that their front office is part of the San Antonio Spurs tree, so to speak. So staying connected as teammates, especially valuable in today's NBA. Love the culture here.
Doris, who are some of your favorite players to interact with, interview, and question as you go through the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys. I think, certain people really give a lot of thought to their answers. So a Kyrie Irving, he wants to explain what he's thinking. He's willing to share and take a moment and consider the question. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, all of these guys, when I ask a question, Kev, they'll pause for a moment, consider the question, and then respond. And for somebody who's got to interview, there's nothing greater than having those guys willing to take some time with me.
Well, Doris, and you always get great answers from them too, so there's a great rapport there, I can see. He hits the second from the line.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
And another shot. The kick out to Irving. Let's keep it alive. Jordan the pass to KD. Tries yet again. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Guys, they're just getting outworked. I mean, plain and simple. It's got to be more of a collective effort to secure that backboard.
Raptors trail by 17. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
They double him with Jordan. Van Vliet kicks to Gasol. Siakam against LeVert. Back to Gasol. And he gets it to go. Gasol's got 8.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Irving drives in. Here's Jordan. Rebound by the Raptors. Siakam's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Powell for 3. Rebounded by the Nets. KD's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Well, Doris, you knew that his free agency would be one of the biggest stories of the summer. Everyone tried their best to land Kevin Durant.
And even considering the injury, anyone would be willing and able to take Kevin Durant on their roster. Why? Because when he's healthy, you become an immediate contender.
That free throw good from Durant.
There are very few players in the world who can do what Kevin Durant does. Under duress of the playoffs or a big moment in the game, Kevin Durant has the skill set and the mentality necessary to finish opponents off.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Karis LeVert. And KD drops them both.
I think Kevin Durant, it's obvious how much passion and pride he takes in playing the game at the highest level. It is such an honor watching this guy work.
Pass to Boucher. Over Durant. Here's Gasol. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Feeds to Irving. Powell with the steal. Fast break Toronto. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. And so Gasol will bring it up for the Raptors. It's a 13-point game. And that skill set of Durant's that, Doris, you just mentioned, there really is no comparison in the league.
I agree, Kevin. I mean, just to have that soft touch with that height he has is rare in itself. Now you think about the mobility and creativity to find a shot for himself or others in any situation. That is what makes him one of the all-time greats.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Van Vliet following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Van Vliet with it. Some solid defense there from KD.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
The handles, the burst, almost impossible to stay in front of Kyrie on the drive.
Raptors trail by 15. Powell, the pass to Boucher. Now here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Irving. Outside for Gasol. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Irving drives in. Baseline jumper. Outside for KD. Goes up again. Jordan. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Jordan's got 8.
Well, that's interesting. Out in space, the defender challenging DeAndre Jordan's shot. Makes some contact, but it doesn't bother him.
Now here's Johnson. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. They get a hand on it. Here's Gasol. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Marc Gasol. 14th and three-point field goal percentage. And, of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And no one's been able to guard him out there. Defender's been trying to get physical with him. But time and time again, he just shrugs him off and drills it. Now here's Van Vliet after the Marc Gasol miss. Van Vliet kicks to Powell. Drills it from outside. 12 points for him.
Absolutely critical that Norman Powell expand his range. The more he makes that three, the more the floor opens up.
Dinwiddie against Powell. And Harris wide open. He shoots, trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Claxton the pass to Harris. No good on the triple. It's tipped. Raptors trail by 12. Inside, here's Ibaka. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's guarded by Chandler. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Brooklyn leading by 12. Harris kicks to Dinwiddie. Harris outside. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, great extension from Ibaka. His length always a factor.
It's good.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Dinwiddie outside. Shoots over Van Vliet. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Raptors trail by 10. Van Vliet finds Powell. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Of course, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here's Durant. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Anunoby. Ibaka outside. Back to Powell. With the teardrop. And Ibaka slams it in.
Kev, we know this about Serge Ibaka. This guy is a strong presence on the offensive glass. If you don't check him out, you're going to get hurt.
Pass to Harris. Allen outside. Durant down low. He's got 16. Count that bucket. KD's got 18 points.
You can really tell when Kevin Durant is in the flow because the scoring looks like it's second nature. He's going to go down as one of the all-time best.
Now here's Powell. There's the double team with Allen. Powell, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Rocket 6. It's up a 3, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Irving looking over the floor. Dinwiddie wide open. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 6 assists in the game. Raptors trail by 9. The pass to Ibaka. And here is Van Vliet. Allen with the rebound.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Here's Anunoby. Knocked loose. One-on-one fast break. Here's Irving. And there's the feed to Allen. Shoots over Van Vliet. That's good from Allen on the assist by Irving. Irving's got his 7th assist here tonight. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Brooklyn with the ball. And Durant, here we go. That shot off. Raptors trail by 11. Hollis Jefferson passes to Ibaka. Kicks it to Powell. Pass to Van Vliet. 4 on the shot clock. The tray. That shot missing. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered. I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Passes it to Ibaka. Back to Van Vliet. And stolen by Irving. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Toronto grabs the miss. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Anunoby, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Anunoby's got it back down to within single digits for Toronto. Brooklyn's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. On its way from Irving for 2, and the foul called on OG Anunoby. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Irving passes to Prince. And it's blocked by Ibaka. They shoot again, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. And it's Prince in at the small forward position. So that's the Nets 5. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touched by Prince. Here's Ibaka.
Well, you can see that the long arms and presence of Jared Allen affected that shot.
And they continue to control the glass.
Outside Irving. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, and on a night where he's been so smart handling the ball, that's his first big mistake.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Hollis Jefferson.
Well, I'll tell you, excellent job from Hollis Jefferson. This guy's so skilled at getting terrific position down low.
Now here's Durant. Pass to LeVert. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. And the Nets lead by 9. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. Now the pass to Siakam. With the floater. Here's Ibaka. Nice touch on the shot from close range.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Durant against Siakam from 13. Rebound by the Raptors. Hollis Jefferson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Anunoby. A beautiful reverse layup.
Well, that's about court awareness. Hollis Jefferson playing very well within the confines of this offense.
Outside Irving. Here's Allen. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam passes to Hollis Jefferson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Well, Kevin Durant is used to absorbing contact on the way up, and when he's this deep, it really puts the defense in a bind.
And he makes the first. Jordan, he's checked in for Jared Allen. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Toronto. And KD drops them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Van Vliet passes to Johnson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. He's off on the second.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
And here is Van Vliet. A floater, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Monday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. Then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
There's Hollis Jefferson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, you can see the basketball IQ of Hollis Jefferson on display. He senses the foul coming, goes straight into it.
Shoot 2.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson.
Well, the former Arizona Wildcat, Hollis Jefferson, right? He's a superb athlete, just oozing with potential.
Both shots good from the stripe. Now Irving. Outside Prince, 13 feet away, and there it is for him.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Now here's Van Vliet. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Johnson. The shot from the low post is good. Nets leading by 6. Irving passes to KD. Kicks it out to Prince. Back to KD. Over Johnson. Good D by Johnson. And so Ibaka will bring it up for Toronto. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter.
Boy, talk about confidence right there. Siakam on the catch and shoot, ready to rise and fire.
Now, here is Irving. That one drops for him. Irving's got 20 points.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Raptors trail by 6. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Van Vliet. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Boy, that's as wide open as you're going to get. The defense needs to lock in and be better than that.
The Nets have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Jordan kicks to Irving. Passes it to Prince. Back to Irving. Durant trying to break free. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Prince. And it's now 22 points for Kyrie Irving. The Raptors have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Van Vliet. Good D by Irving.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it down.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Prince. Raptors trail by 8. Irving with the steal. Outside Durant. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Goes back up. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Johnson. And it's Durant with the rebound. KD's got 9 rebounds now tonight. It's Prince on the wing. 3-pointer, LeVert. The shot misses. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Nets leading by 8. Looking to get back on track here. He lays it in. LeVert's got 4 this quarter.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
Toronto's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Van Vliet with it. Ibaka outside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Johnson. The shot will not fall. Prince with the defensive effort. Durant finds Prince. Back to KD. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And now a 12-point Nets lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here's Siakam. Back to Johnson. And stolen by Prince. Side, KD. And then Durant with the jam.
Boy, Kevin Durant, an absolute nightmare in transition. Combined size, speed, great scoring ability. Look out.
Raptors trail by 14. Toronto calls timeout.
You know, my guess right now is Coach wants to talk over this turnover issue. And it seems like they've been trying to force things a bit and need to find a steady rhythm offensively.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Kyrie Irving.
He deserves a lot of credit, but the D they played on him deserves a little bit of the blame as well. Even when he got hot, they didn't do enough, I don't think, to try and cool him off. And they've been passive when they've needed to be aggressive. And boy, did he make them pay.
Taking on the defending champs always adds a little extra meaning to the game. And with the way he's gotten after it tonight, it was clear this one meant a lot to him. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse told his team. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
Clock at 4, Siakam. And the Raptors miss again.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
And he recovers it. Another shot, and Jordan with the layup. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 15 rebounds. Down low, here's Johnson. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Brooklyn leading by 14. Irving kicks to LeVert. They grab their own miss. It's LeVert on the wing. Tries again. Siakam pulls it in.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down. And this is something this guy takes pride in, capitalizing on second chance opportunities.
Irving kicks to Prince. The pass to Durant. To the middle. Here's Irving. Pass to Jordan. Over Gasol. No good from Jordan.
A contested mid-range shot can't be what they were looking for there.
Well, especially with that defensive player in the area. You know he's going to find a way to get into the shooter and make him uncomfortable.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. A nice shot by LeVert.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
And so Siakam will bring it up for the Raptors, trailing by 13. From 10 feet out, here's Gasol. The rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Jumps up and finished off by KD.
Boy, you can really see the playmaking evolving. When Karis LeVert is hitting wide open teammates, it shows how special he can be.
Johnson outside. Back to Van Vliet. Siakam trying to free himself up. Van Vliet can't get it to go. LeVert against Powell. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 12 points in just the second half.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
And the Raptors with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. Johnson, the pass to Siakam. The shot, no good.
Just a cold shooting night. Needs to try to make it into the basket.
From deep, Prince. Rebound by the Raptors.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
And Siakam throws it down.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Nets.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Kyrie Irving.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Here's Prince after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Here's Van Vliet following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Back to Van Vliet. Passes it to Powell. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there to the paint. And Siakam throws it down.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Now here's Durant. Prince outside. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. And the Nets lead by 16.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Count that one from Van Vliet.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. With DeAndre Jordan, and this is the kind of win you would expect from your team against a sub-500 team. So what made the difference tonight?
I think it was our mindset coming out. We hit a tough little patch there. We knew with teams that we had the ability of beating, just try to come out and just hit them early and just keep stepping on them.
They are flat as a pancake, DeAndre, after the performance tonight. Thanks. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.